Well, this might grow down your chest and not your chest.
I'm okay.
More ass hair.
I'm okay in that department.
You ever shaved
your
ass before?
No, what?
I did that in middle school one time, and that was probably the worst decision I ever made in my entire life. I had to hover over my seat the entire day.
We are going on such a rabbit hole, Eric.
Go on. I know what you want to talk about, so talk about it.
Shaving assholes. Good Lord. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the First Class Sports Podcast. This is episode 13. My name is Bobby.
My name's Eric.
And we are missing Zach again. Zach has a very good reason for missing today. I don't know if he wants me to disclose, so I won't.
What would we ever do if you missed one?
You know what's funny is Zach teased me a bit last week when I mentioned about how you two were rotating back and forth missing. Yeah. And he's like, well, maybe we want you to miss a day. And I was like, you know what? Come down here. One of you command the freaking app, and I'll just sit in my room and play Pokemon or something.
How'd your parents feel about that?
How would they know who's actually recording?
No, I'm just saying, like, let's just say, like, randomly, like, you're, like, I don't know, out of town or whatever. I don't know.
I was out of town?
Not to say you will be, but I'm saying, like, what if, like, hypothetically you were, like, and we came over here and recorded?
I don't know. I'd be like, Mom, got some guests coming over. Let them in the basement.
I mean, at least she knows us.
Right. So, not like you guys are actually strangers or anything. So, so as we said, this is episode 13, which means we will go through a recap of Week 12. We will go through our predictions for Week 13 and some news. Thanksgiving did just happen, so I hope everybody had a safe and eventful Thanksgiving. I know the flu is going rampant around where we live. It seems like everybody I know.
Mary's got strep right now.
Really?
Yeah.
I know my dad was, he came home last Saturday, and he was sick until about Tuesday night, and then my mom got sick on like Friday. She's been sick for like 6 straight days. I was out of work yesterday. I kind of had some. I want to make sure that it wasn't what they had. It wasn't. I was able to kick it pretty goddamn quick.
Yeah.
But everybody at work seems to be just dropping like flies.
You can say that at my work too. I work at, we're at the hospital.
Yeah.
We have our census patient-wise 350.
Whew.
Yeah. So I'm guessing
the flu's rampant.
Yeah, so it's probably what it's
going
on.
I was talking to Shay, and she's a traveling nurse.
Mm-hmm.
So she said there's a lot of people coming down with the flu. It's just that kind of season, so.
Yeah.
Anyway, we, as we always will do, we will start with news. So we will move over to the news desk with Eric.
Yeah, so covering some news this week. It's been another dry week as... the NFL is not the most eventful league when it comes to news, especially, once you get past trade deadline. I mean, you might get here now.
Some weird, yeah.
You may get some people getting waived and some pickups and, because of injuries and stuff here and there.
We're eyeballing a certain somebody, which you'll talk about.
Yeah, we'll get there. So, one of the things that caught my eye is... and it's not for this week, it's for week 14, but the Sunday night game has been flexed. It was originally going to be the Chiefs versus the Broncos.
Well, nobody wants to see the Broncos in primetime ever again.
No. Sorry, Broncos. Y'all suck ass.
I saw a fun fact.
About the Broncos?
Yes. Shay sent it to me.
About how half the team showed up at Russ's birthday party?
Nope, not that.
Oh.
Ready for this?
Yeah, I guess.
If you've had sex 9 times since September 12th, you've scored more than Russell Wilson.
Have I had sex 9 times? May have. Sorry, Russ.
Dude.
You ain't riding. But the game has been flexed to a much better matchup.
In my opinion, yes.
Chargers versus the Dolphins. Should be, we'll see. Depends on who's healthy for the Chargers, but it could be a very high-scoring game.
Chargers are very injured this year.
Yeah, so we'll see. Some of the news. We had Melvin Gordon, who was recently waived by the Broncos. He was not claimed off waivers, but because he got through waivers.
Yeah.
He got signed by reportedly. Nothing. I don't think anything's been confirmed, but by the Chiefs.
I think I saw that as well on Twitter.
If you think about that, he's been on every team except the Raiders in the AFC West. So he'll probably get off the Chiefs at the end of the year and probably sign a 1-year deal with the
Makes sense because isn't Jacobs a free agent?
Yeah, but they'd be so stupid because they didn't give him an extension.
I've seen dumber things happen in the NFL.
He can come here. I don't care. It won't happen. It's just wishful thinking. But anyways, like you kind of foreshadowed just a little bit ago about a certain somebody maybe signing here soon. Bigger splash. Here? No, not here. Just in general.
Okay.
Bigger splash here in Melvin Gordon's name. Odell Beckham.
OBJ?
He, should be signing if it's going to happen here maybe this week or next week. I don't freaking know because they've been talking about it for months now, it feels like.
Let's hope it happens after Sunday night.
Yeah, but as of right now, Cowboys are still the heavy favorite. Bills and the Giants are the
next two.
Yeah, the next two options. I don't know in what order. Although Odell Beckham, his name is also in the news for something else other than possibly joining a new franchise. Apparently, on Sunday morning, he was removed from a flight. As to why, I'm not sure. You said it might be injury?
I heard a few different things. I heard it was because of a medical thing for him. That they thought he was passed out or something. It didn't seem like it was anything egregious. I think even the airline, and I can't quote the airline either. I don't American maybe.
Yeah, it says something. It was over a health concern.
Yeah, and they both came out and said it was nothing that he did egregiously wrong. So I don't think any action's going to be taken or held against him. So
I'm reading on it in a little bit here, and it said the police said Odell was in and out of consciousness and refused to leave the airplane when asked. But his attorney over here is saying that his client had been sleeping and that the incident was a result of an overzealous flight attendant. Cool. Like you said, not a big deal. I just heard he got kicked off a plane. I thought it was kind of interesting.
All right.
Because it is Odell.
Why is he still traveling on, low lane, he's lower.
I mean, he's got money, but he doesn't got, money to have a private jet.
If he's going to go basically sign with a team, why wouldn't you?
Well, I think he was traveling from LA to Miami or something like that, so that had nothing to do with visiting a team.
See, I was going to say, if you're trying to visit a team, normally the owner would come get you in their private plane. Yeah. So, I don't know.
I don't think it had to do with...
I don't think it had anything to do with that?
No, I don't think so.
Interesting.
Was there anything else that I had? There's some quarterback changes that, again, may happen again this week. For some reason, the Jets feel like Mike White didn't perform well enough or something this previous week. I don't know.
They're going to say that he's going to be the starter?
Yeah, I think they're maybe doing it for... I don't know. They want to take all the confidence that maybe Zach Wilson thinks he has.
They just want to put a QB competition out there. Make him perform better.
I think it's pretty easy, but yeah. Another one that may happen, we'll get more about the other quarterback when we get to injury stuff, but Jordan Love maybe prematurely becoming the starting quarterback for the Green Bay Packers here soon.
I have some stuff on that.
And then I got one more bit of news and then one rumor after that. The other bit of news is Jonathan Abrams, who was about a month ago released by the Raiders. Was claimed off waivers by the Packers.
Yes, I remember this.
He's maybe been there for 3 weeks, if that, and has already been waived.
That's cute.
But had already been claimed by the Seahawks off of waivers today.
Nice. Okay. I hadn't seen that.
Yeah.
Not really a big name, to be honest with you, I don't think.
No, he was a first-round draft pick when he came into the league, but they hadn't done much because, I mean, you never hear about him. Anyways, the other rumor I have is take it with the smallest grain of salt that you can. I read something off of this report. It's from The Athletic, I guess. I don't know how much stock you can put into The Athletic, but they're saying don't rule out the possibility of Tom Brady returning to the New England Patriots this offseason.
Not gonna happen.
Nah, it's not. They said if they wanted to do it, they probably wouldn't even have to trade Mac Jones to make it happen.
Brady,
because he's still on a rookie deal.
No. Brady, is he? What kind of deal is he on? Is he a free agent after this year? Yeah, because he only came back for a year, right? Because he retired.
I think so.
And then came out. Didn't he only come out for a year? So technically he can go wherever the bloody hell he wants to. It should be the freaking couch, bud. Retire. Go into the... He has a goddamn announcer's job lined up after he officially retires again, doesn't he? He has like one of the most lucrative sports announcing job at like ESPN or something, right? For like Sports Center?
So apparently he signed... Oh, I don't know about that. I think there may be something lined up because it's Tom Brady. But apparently on here it says he signed an extension back in March when... Because they said they have this in... This is from August. And then a 3-year, $150.8 million contract extension back in March.
He'd be like...
Almost
70.
Almost 50.
Good Lord, dude. Okay.
Hey, he's getting that money, dude.
All right.
Although half it's going to go to Giselle.
See, I don't know how that's going to break down because, I mean...
She does make more than him.
She does make more than him.
Should we be paying him child support? Just kidding.
I don't want to get into that because there's another one I want to talk about.
Okay. Other than that, man,
I have some fun facts over here for you. Then, if you're done with the news, I'll take on Zach's portion of that. I have a few of them. This is going to spoil some of the recap, but that's okay. So Jaguars entering the day on Sunday were 0-183 in franchise history when trailing by 7+ points in the final minutes of regulation.
Oh, good God.
They can now add a 1 in front of that after beating the Ravens on Sunday.
Wow.
Jags and Chargers won on 2-point conversions in the final 2 minutes of their game, respectively. They did not play each other, obviously. I just said Jags played the Ravens, but those are the two teams, Jags and Chargers. They both won on 2-point conversions to go for the win instead of the tie. This was under, or 2 minutes or under. This is the first time in NFL history that multiple teams on the same day have done this since the NFL added the 2-point play in 1994.
Wow. Only in 1994 they had a 2-point?
That's what it said in the history books. Not too shabby. I watched both of those games, by the way.
I did not.
Well, I watched the end of them. I didn't fully watch them. They were flipping through at the end.
I didn't do a whole lot of football watching this weekend. I mean, I paid attention, obviously, because fantasy, but...
I'll talk about some of this when I get there. I'm gonna talk about some alma mater stuff later. I'll do it at the end. Because you don't care. I care. It's
like a quick shout out. I will care because my kids will go to school there eventually. But true.
I'm going to talk about the only other news is not football. It's football. It's football.
Soccer.
We call soccer.
For those who don't,
Yeah. The World Cup, right? It's happening. USA just beat Iran yesterday to go to the 16 round of 16, and we will face the Netherlands.
That's
gonna Saturday?
I don't know.
Saturday or Sunday?
I
think it's near the weekend. We had to win that one, or we were out.
Our best player got hurt too, scoring.
I saw that. The only way we could score is by a collision. Gotta actually play that collision football there, bud.
Yeah. If we we had to win.
Yeah, because we tied.
Or we had to have England draw with whoever they played. But if you look at the scores of the game, England played, I believe, played Wales, and they won 3-0.
Was it 3-0? Yeah, there's no way they were tying. No. So yeah.
Our men's team's getting better. Usually it's our women's team that's
doing well,
super dominant. But our men's team, I think, is. I don't know. I'm not the biggest soccer person, so don't take any stock what I'm saying. But I think they're getting a little bit better.
I followed because
trajectory.
It's there. I did watch that while I was sick, obviously yesterday. So I slept a lot, and I just had it on in the background watching. So I kept wondering how much time was left because I kept seeing it go up and up and up. And I'm like, when does this game
80
end?
minutes.
But I think it's 90, but
they'll have
plus
extra
minutes.
time.
Yeah, there's plus minutes. I'm like, how many? It doesn't tell you how many plus minutes there are.
It's the ref decides.
Right, and so I'm just like, when's this thing going to end?
Yeah.
Because they were near the end, Iran got some good shots on goal, and I was just like, oh, my Lord. Anyway, like I said, I'll do that later. I have a few more notes, but I'm going to wait until we actually get into the game for those because they are relevant there. So for injury, I have one more news. So I have on here, I'm going to hopefully have a picture up here for reference. So Baltimore was up 35-14 on Miami. This goes way back. With 12 minutes and 12 seconds left in the fourth, they lost that game. Baltimore was up 20-3 at halftime against Buffalo. Lost that game. Mm-hmm. They were up 20-10 with 6:04 left in the fourth. Lost that game. Baltimore was also up 19-10 with 5 minutes 59 seconds left in the fourth. They lost that game. They are now the biggest choke artists in the NFL currently.
Yeah.
I think they've overtaken Atlanta for that. They do not know how to close games at all.
No, it's going to bite them in the butt when it gets playoff time.
Absolutely.
I still think they could win the division, but we'll see.
Here's another funny stat about Russell Wilson. It's week 12, and Carson Wentz still has more passing touchdowns with 10 than Russell Wilson does with 7. Carson Wentz hasn't played football since week 6.
Jeez.
That's a big oof, bud.
Sorry, Russ, but sorry, Broncos, too.
Yes.
Ooh, God, you guys get.
So, as we announced, Aaron Rodgers got hurt in the game against who the hell did they play? Eagles. So Jordan Love came in. I found this stat very interesting. Almost exactly 15 years ago, November 29th. Now, again, this game was played a while ago. So it wasn't exactly the 29th. When the hell did that game, like 27th or 26th?
What?
So when did they play? It was like the 27th. The Eagles and the Packers. It wasn't the 29th. But on November 29th, 2007, Aaron Rodgers replaced an injured Brett Favre in Dallas and set the stage for the transition after the season. Jordan Love just replaced an injured Rodgers in Philly and promptly threw a 63-yard touchdown.
He may start. We'll see what kind of we can get out of him in a full game because they play
Bears.
Yeah, that's doable.
There's been things that I've seen that they're going to want to try to play him, and I'm just like, I wouldn't do that, but all right.
You wouldn't play him?
Rodgers.
Aaron.
Rodgers,
no,
yeah. Other injury news, I don't have a lot because Zach normally does it. I only have the few that I saw off of Twitter. So, Shanahan told reporters that the 49ers running back Elijah Mitchell is expected to miss 6 to 8 weeks on a knee injury that he suffered. Aaron Donald was being evaluated for a high ankle sprain. He is currently ruled out.
As well with the whole Rams roster, too.
Yes, he is currently ruled out as for the Sunday's game.
Yeah, their whole roster is ruled out, I believe.
Yeah, probably. Also, big one, tight end Kyle Pitts underwent season-ending knee surgery.
I ripped that
Tuesday
Band-Aid off a couple weeks ago.
So he is done.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago I ripped that Band-Aid off and dropped him.
It's tough.
No, it was pretty easy.
Well, I'm assuming that was in a redraft league.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I would not. No.
Dynasty or
no,
Solomon Meyer slot?
I would not. You hang on to that.
So, that's actually all I have. Actually, nope. I didn't. do some copy and paste, but I seen it. It was Kenny Moore for the Colts was rolling around on a scooter because of whatever injury he suffered Monday. So he's the main one to be looking out for the Colts.
Only played. Nah, doesn't matter if he plays or doesn't play with who we're playing.
I'm gonna wrap that up for injuries. Any other ones? Sorry, Zach, you're supposed to send me stuff. You didn't. So, we'll move on to recapping, shall we? Oh my Lanta. I'm sorry. So to recap Week 12, Eric, you went 9-7, which gives you a yearly total of 104, 75, and 1. Zach went 11-5, giving his yearly total 109, 70, and 1. I went 12-4, giving my yearly total 114, 65, and 1. I will give you, since they were guests last week, I'll at least do that. I actually didn't put it in here, but Ben, who was here last week, he had 11, so he went 11-5 last week. And my dad did not do so well. He was pulling all your shenanigans.
But
He went with every upset possible. He went 7-9. A lot of them almost hit. He chose every upset on Thanksgiving, and a lot of them almost hit.
Yeah.
So.
Well, mainly the first game, but yeah.
Oh, that first game. We'll talk about that. I have some words. Get back here so I can pick. I haven't picked this week. I'm gonna pull your strategy and pick on the fly. So.
That's the best way.
I know, isn't it? So we'll start with Thanksgiving Day games. There were 3 of them. The first one was the Bills at Detroit, and this game was a lot closer than. Actually, I thought it was gonna be close, but Detroit should have won this, and they got hosed.
I didn't watch the end. But
You didn't watch it? So some of these I wish I could have, I guess, showed you beforehand. Some of the things I was going to talk about. We're gonna start doing that, so you know what I'm talking about. I think it was Jim Nantz. Maybe I sent it to you. Maybe I sent it to the group, but it was probably on Thanksgiving. I believe it was Jim Nantz was calling the game. It was like a 28-yard field goal, 28-29. Nothing biggie. And he sits there and he's like, I'm not even going to talk about an announcer's curse. I can't remember the kicker's name. He hasn't missed a single extra point or a field goal. And I'm just sitting there going, you shanks it wide left.
Do not talk to me about an announcer's jinx. Michael Badgley has not missed a kick all year, field goal or PAT.
Well, then I won't say
even talk about it. 29 yards.
About it.
Here's Badgley's kick.
Oh, my gosh. No. Lion fans, I apologize. Because Jim...
I'm like, immediate announcer's curse. I hate announcers so much when they pull that. They're just like, oh, this guy hasn't thrown an interception in 15 games. Throws an interception on the very next. I'm like, what are you? They have such a curse on the game. It is incredible. They lost by 3 points.
It's like the games are scripted or something.
Yeah, okay. They lost by 3. It was 28-25. It was actually a very good game. It honestly was.
That would have been the 5th straight win for Detroit if they would have won too.
I believe it would have 4th or 5th. I can't remember.
1 and 2. I don't know. But still,
they would have been really good. Amon St. Brown was popping off. He had 9 for 122 and a touchdown. Josh Allen again was our leading rusher with 10 for 78 and a score.
Where you at, Naeem? Where you at, dude?
He had 1 for 3.
You gonna put out a
EPB?
Yeah, it's for you, dude. Like, what the hell, man?
Looks like they don't know how to use him either. Goff was pretty efficient, 23 for 37 for 242 touchdowns, no picks. But I'll get off this game. I really just wanted to put that the announcers suck, and Detroit.
It's Jim Nantz Tony Romo game, and besides them calling the curse.
Oh, Tony Romo did call him out for it too.
Yeah, I mean,
Tony Romo called him out for it.
You got to.
So, next game, divisional game, Giants Cowboys. Close game, single score game. This was 20-20 to 28. Dallas took the win here. I think this really could have gone either way. I mean, it looked... It was very good at halftime. I think Giants were leading at half.
Yeah, it was maybe a 1 or 2 score game, though. But yeah, I believe they were.
Third quarter hurt the Giants. I think they just controlled the ball with a good run game. They had 169 yards on the ground. Zeke and Pollard split the ball.
They got two-headed monster running back.
So Saquon ran 11 times for 39 yards and a touchdown. That's probably not going to do it. Prescott did throw 2 more picks. But he did throw for 261. He was 21 for 30, which is still very efficient.
He threw 2 touchdowns.
He threw 2. Yeah, he did throw 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. So CD had 6 for 106. That's a pretty good day.
Mm-hmm.
So
add Odell to that. Gotta get him integrated, but
you do. I don't think it'll take long.
No, not a receiver. No.
But Giants, I think, are still pretty dang good.
I do too. I think
they're sitting at 7-4. They have I believe it's this week. They have another big matchup.
They could definitely use Odell.
Yeah,
more than Dallas.
But I don't think they're even. He's even flirting going there.
He is.
Oh, Giants. Yeah, I'm sorry. My mind's set on the game coming up.
Oh.
Yes, Giants could use him 100%. But we'll see. We'll see where he decides to go. Next, the evening game was Patriots at Vikings. I chose Patriots here. I was wrong. It was still a really good game. It was a single score game, I believe. Doing math, single score game. Patriots lost 26-33. Jones was good. He almost threw 400 yards. He was 28 for 39 for 382 for 2 touchdowns. That's pretty damn good. The problem was they held the Patriots to 45 rushing yards. And Patriots need to run, I think, to be good these days.
No, Damon Harris got hurt too in the game.
But Stevenson's known to be pretty dang good too.
Yeah, true.
So you had, but Stevenson also was their leading receptionist with 9 for 76.
Well, he's their main receiving back, but he'll run the ball too, as good as Harris can.
Yeah. Cousins was 30 for 37 for 299, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Cook ran 22 times for 42 yards. That's awful. Jefferson had 9 for 139 and 1. Thielen had a touchdown, and so did Hawkinson. So, Hawkinson, that trade, I'm looking back at that trade, and that is the most effective trade I've seen so far. Put right into a...
You think he'd been there all year?
That's going to work.
You think he'd been there all year?
Yeah. He was thrown in there, and it's working. Then we move on to some Sunday games. This one's really funny. Tampa lost to Cleveland in overtime, 17-23, and that is just funny. Tampa losing again.
Chubb with the walk-off.
There was another walk-off in overtime, but I'll get there. Nick Chubb ran 26 for 116 and a touchdown. As he said, he had the walk-off there. Cooper was 7 for 94. Chris Godwin coming back, popping off for Tampa. Had 12 receptions for 110 and a touchdown. Mike Evans,
well.
He has since he come back. He's been taking stuff from Mike Evans, though, because he only had 2 for 31. Tom was 29 for 43 and 2. His arm is going to fall off if he keeps throwing. He keeps throwing for that many times. So good for Cleveland. Next game, I'm happy about this one. Cincinnati at Tennessee. Cincinnati took the win, 20-16, because I don't want Titans to win any more games.
We're not getting in, dude.
I know. We're already, I think, mathematically eliminated.
Okay.
I think after Monday, it said we were eliminated. I'm not gonna try to confirm that, but Burrow was 22 for 37 for a touchdown. With no Mixon, you had how do you say his name? Green.
Oh, Samaje Perine?
Yeah, Perine. He ran 17 times for 58. So Burrow ran 9 times for 32. No, they thought Jamar Chase was going to be able to go. He did not. They were going to hold him out one more week. Higgins went 7 for 114 and a score. They had Tannehill with 22 for 34, no touchdowns, no pick. Henry was 17 for 38. They corralled him. He did not have a good game. He did have 3 catches for 79, though. So there's that. Traylon Burks had 4 for 70. Traylon Burks coming back off of that injury. He's looking really good. He's going to be a young, good wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Next, this only concerns me for the back half for them. This was Houston at Miami. Miami won 30-15. This was 30-0 at half. And then Miami didn't score again in the second half, and Houston scored 15.
Yeah.
I don't know how much was garbage.
I wouldn't take too much stock into it.
Right. This was Kyle Allen's first start because there was a QB change here. He went 26 for 39. They let him throw 39 times his opening game. 215, one touchdown, 2 picks, took 5 sacks. Looks like he was targeting. He had quite a few targets. Cooks had 5 for 59. Nico Collins had 6 for 44. Tua was 22 for 36 and a touchdown. He took 4 sacks, threw for 299. Jeff Wilson looks to be carrying. He was also that trade, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's handling well over here.
Well, a separate trade, but he was...
Separate trade, right. But he's fitting in. Looks like he's going to be their lead back. He ran 13 times for only 39 yards, but did have a score. Their Waddle was 5 for 85. Hill was 6 for 85. So these duo wide receivers are going to be
yeah, there'll be a problem in the playoffs.
Next comes a really interesting one. I originally laughed when they took the Jets. However, when I saw all the QB shenanigans going on,
even though you changed it, I'm still taking as you picked the Bears.
I picked the Bears when I thought Justin Fields was going to play.
Still taking stock as you picked the Bears.
Okay,
You just hopped on the bandwagon.
So
should have been there from the beginning.
Okay, so that's my thought. It might have been Joe Flacco. I didn't know. No, I knew it was going to be Mike White, but then I thought it was going to be Justin Fields, and then they decided they were going to throw in Trevor Siemian,
and then he got hurt. And yes,
they don't have a backup quarterback on here.
Hey, somebody else played.
He obviously didn't throw any because he doesn't have any throwing stats.
What? I thought they said he got hurt.
There are no
in
throwing
the warm-ups.
There are no. Oh, they did, but he actually came out and played. You're right. I did send that out in the Discord, and I thought that was going to be the case. However, they came back out and they gave him some pain medicine or something. Some drugs. Had him warm up, and he started. He was obviously fine. So Bears lost 10-31 to the New York Jets. This was the battle of the backups. Trevor Siemian started for Fields. He went 14 for 25 for 179, touchdown and a pick, took 2 sacks. Montgomery was 14 for 79 on the ground. Claypool had 2 for 51. Hey, finally, something. Only 2 catches, but 51 yards.
Well, Moody got hurt, so he's out for the year.
Is he? He is?
Yeah. Darnell Mooney out for the year, yeah.
Where the was that in my notes?
I don't know. I'm surprised you didn't have it in there.
It's probably because I didn't care. Oh, sorry. I told you. I don't have Zach. He was supposed to be my injury guy. Mike White, on the other hand, he threw 22 for 28 for 3 touchdowns. Threw for 315, no picks, took 1 sack. That's their running back. Zonovan Knight ran 14 times for 69 yards.
Yeah, Michael Carter got hurt, so.
Garrett Wilson had 5 for 95 and 2 scores. So, Jets also sitting at 7-4.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm not talking about this a lot. Falcons went to Washington, lost 13-19. I don't care. Listen, Denver went to Carolina, and Carolina smoked them 23-10. Russ
smoked them like the legal marijuana you can get in Denver.
Must have brought it from Denver. I just don't know what to do with this team.
Just don't do anything with them. Just let them be.
Carolina's sitting at 4-8, but they're staying very, very, very competitive. I mean, Denver's supposed to have a really good defense, and Foreman ran 24 times for 185.
They gave up.
Who, Denver?
Yeah, their defense, man, they're doing it all. I give up.
They are.
The season's done. They shouldn't be trying so much anymore.
They gave up 185 yards on the ground.
They gave up, dude.
This team, Russell Wilson.
Did you see that one player get in Russ's face mid-game?
Yeah, I forget the name. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, I remember him.
But there was controversy about that. There was a player that got in his face, and it was all over. People were like, if you let and it wasn't even a known defender either. They were just like, this is like some 31-year-old defender get in your face. You've lost the locker room.
Yep.
So here's what I was going to bring up during this game. What do you do with Russ?
Ain't much you can do. No, who's going to take on that contract?
Because the problem is, and I have it here, the dead cap for Russell Wilson, if you cut, or what you would have to eat, in 2023, next year, is $107 million.
You have to, and they don't even have any draft picks because they traded
No.
them all.
But listen to this. So 2023, $107 million. 24, $85 million. 25, $49.6 million. 26, $31.2. At one point, you're like, okay, yeah, I'll eat that. Because otherwise, you're sitting with them for another 4 years.
They're not going to eat that, man. They're not. They're not going to do it. You can't afford to do that.
So then you're keeping him for another 4 years.
You have to. I don't know.
Unless you find a team to take him.
But who? Who in their right mind is going to do that?
Houston?
No. They'll draft a quarterback. They will draft a quarterback. Because what they're going to do, they're probably going to get rid of everybody. They're probably going to clean house down there. I doubt Lovie Smith is not the coach of the future there. And whoever they have as their GM, that dude they got from New England, has, sucked some large balls since he's became the GM there. So they're going to clean house. And then whoever becomes coach and GM, they're going to get their own guy. And it ain't Russ.
They do have the
numbered.
They do have the number one overall currently.
So here's some of the free agent quarterbacks. If Denver were to do anything, they're not going to be able to afford most, if any. Like the top name, Tom Brady. The next closest when it comes to, Daniel Jones could be a free agent if he doesn't. I know they didn't pick up his extra year. So Daniel Jones, Garoppolo, Sam Darnold, Mayfield, Geno Smith, Jacoby Brissett, Case Keenum, Bridgewater, Mike White, Taylor Heineke, Lamar Jackson. That ain't happening. Andy Dalton.
Would you do a trade? Would you do a straight up trade, Rodgers for Wilson?
No. You have Jordan Love. See what you got in Jordan Love. They're going to do that before they're not doing that, man. It ain't happening. Russ is going to be stuck there.
All right. Would you do a trade Garoppolo for Russ?
No. What's that going to do to what's-his-face?
Not hopeful. Who?
The quarterback of the future they have down there. And
Trey Lance.
Yeah, his confidence.
I forgot about him, to be honest with you, because he's been out. Yeah, listen, Denver is in a position to where, you have what you call the biggest draft busts of all time. Is this one of the biggest trade busts of all time?
Oh, yes, without a doubt.
Now, again, I don't want to get too... I don't want to get too ahead of myself because this is just year one. Next year something may click. Listen, something may click. They get the right piece. They get one piece off.
Well, I'm looking here at their upcoming draft picks too for Denver. They do actually have a first-round draft pick.
Do they still have a first?
With that because of the Bradley Chubb trade.
Oh, okay.
They got it from it will be the 49ers first round pick, so it'll be later. pick, but
Maybe a wide
obviously will
receiver.
be a quarterback available if they really want to go out and draft one.
Yeah, it could.
Because I don't even know who the backup is.
See, but here's the thing. How upset would your fan base be? You gave away all these picks to go, and you have all this cap space wrapped up into a quarterback. You have to trade away one of your star defenders just to get a first, to then draft a quarterback the very next year. I'd go after maybe a missing piece that you think you're missing, whether that be a running back, whether that be a wide receiver.
Yeah, wide receiver. Could be running back. No, not even running back. They got Javonte when he comes back.
I mean, here is a good thing to look at. I think when you look at the injury list of star players on Denver, I think it is up there. I think they are missing quite a bit of star power on that offense. Is that to blame? Maybe. Russ is.
I think it's the quarterback, then it's the other players, though. But I mean, that's.
But I mean, then what's the difference? Because he looked. A lot of people had him as a Hall of Fame quarterback in Seattle.
Not anymore.
I mean, he's going to be begging for people to just take his history out of Denver and just be like, only look at my Seattle business.
I'm just saying, at this point, maybe it would be best to draft a quarterback. Maybe it could light a fire under Russ's.
Maybe.
You draft a quarterback in the first round. Obviously, people are going to be like, oh,
Yeah.
quarterback. I mean, that could be the best thing for us is to have an actual
Backup.
competition.
Yeah. We'll see, man. It's just
Because, I mean, that dude is, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Next game here, I alluded to it in my fun facts. This was funny. Ravens went to Jacksonville and lost 27-28. Trevor Lawrence looked really good here. He was 29 for 37 for 321 and 3 touchdowns. He looked good on the day.
Starting to pan out to be that first-round pick they thought they needed him to be.
Now their run game was awful. They only had 38 total yards.
Etienne got hurt.
But you had Zay Jones. You had Zay Jones with 11 for 145 yards. No touchdowns. You had Marvin Jones Jr. with a touchdown, Agnew with a touchdown, and Hasty with a touchdown. Mm-hmm. You go over to Lamar. He was 16 for 32. It's not very good.
50%.
For 254 and a touchdown. He also ran 14 times for 89. Gus had 16 for 52 and a score, but I believe he lost a fumble. He did, so did Lamar.
That'll do it right there.
Deshaun Jackson had a huge catch, though.
Mm-hmm.
He had 2 for 74. Listen, it's just really funny to see some of these teams beat up on the Ravens. It's kind of funny. Unfortunately, it isn't. It is in our division in Jacksonville. But, hey, good on them.
Mm-hmm.
Next, this was a very close game. This was the other game that ended on the 2-point conversion. Mm-hmm. They said F going for the tie. This was Chargers at Cardinals. This was the other game. Chargers went for the win and got it. Herbert was 35 for 47, 274, 3 scores. He also ran 4 times for 38. They only had 65. They need a runner. I've said it for quite a few weeks. Eckler is not a on-the-ground rusher. He's your out-of-the-field
I thought they might sign Melvin Gordon, but bring him back. But
they needed Kareem Hunt when he was on the trade block.
It'd been nice. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I know they have some rookie running back on the roster. I don't know why they're not giving him the ball.
I mean, because Eckler was only 5 for 20.
Hmm.
You had Eckler 11 for 60 was in a touchdown, was their leading reception. Wow. He's filling as a slot wide receiver, not a running back. And the other one was Carter for 7 for 73. Here's Keenan for 5 for 49. They're still missing Mike Williams. So Kyler was 18 for 29, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Connor had 25 for 120. Isn't this his first full game back healthy?
No.
Second?
Second.
Okay. So then D-Hop had 4 for 87 and a score. James Conner did lose a fumble. So here was an interesting game.
Yeah.
I didn't see this. I didn't see this outcome.
No, I don't think anybody did.
Because I believe Seattle was coming off of a bye.
Mm-hmm.
This was Las Vegas Raiders at Seattle. Seattle had no business losing this. Seattle, I think, is a much better overall team, as we've seen. Raiders won in overtime 40-34. So Raiders putting up some points here. Carr went 25 for 36 for 295, 3 scores, 2 picks. He didn't have the best game. Here's what everybody needs to look at. I don't have my calculator, but it's over 300 yards. If you had Josh Jacobs, you probably won in fantasy.
Yeah.
He had 33 carries for 229 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a long of 86. So if you have your bonuses on, you're getting massive points. He also had 6 catches for 74 yards. Devontae had 7 for 74. Mike Collins had 4 for 63. Josh Jacobs was an absolute animal and could not be stopped. Yeah. He also is now the leading rusher. He took over the king. He is now
number one back.
He is now the number one
too.
back. Yep. Over on the
crazy.
Seattle side, you had Geno 27 for 37, 328, 2 scores, 1 pick. Kenneth Walker only had 14 for 26. As a team, they only ran for 65 yards.
2 touchdowns.
He did have 2 scores. Yeah. But he got him to go in. DK had 11 for 90. Lockett had 3 for 68 and a score. So Geno did lose a fumble. But what you were talking about was the another walk-off touchdown in overtime. Was it that 86 yards? He took it 86 yards to the house in overtime. That's called slamming the door.
Yeah.
That was a great run. I saw the highlight there. So I just didn't see the Raiders doing that. They haven't been good all year, to be honest with you.
Nobody saw that coming.
And Seattle, I thought, was on the up and up. We'll see how they bounce back.
Yeah.
Not talking a lot here. Rams went to Kansas City, lost 26-10. Kelsey with another touchdown, though. He's adding to his yearly total. Hopefully going to take that tight end receiving total for the year. I think he might have already beaten it, but I know he's going to keep going for the... I actually don't know if he can touch. Is it Randy Moss who has the
most receiving touchdowns
in a year?
Probably.
I don't know if he can even touch it this year, but I know he's inching closer. This one was a lot closer game than I actually thought it was going to be. Saints visited the 49ers, and Niners blanked them, but it was 13-0. I thought that would be higher. Saints defense shut down everything.
Elijah Mitchell got hurt.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard McCaffrey got banged up too.
He was in him for majority of the game, but they only ran for a team total of 96 yards. McCaffrey only had 32. Mitchell only had 35. And then, I don't know, Garoppolo was 26 for 37 for 222 and a touchdown. Brandon Ayuk had 5 for 65. On the other side, you had Andy Dalton. He was back starting. He had 18 for 29, 204. No touchdowns, no picks. He also ran 4 for 21. Here's another team that I think could have a power back because, I guess they have Mark Ingram, but I think he's older. I think they could have another one because you have Kamara. He ran 7 times for 13 yards.
This team just sucks.
It is the 49ers. I guess I'll give them a pass. Olave did have 5 for 62. Kamara lost 2 fumbles, by the way.
Jeez.
So, rough day there.
I tried to trade for him a couple weeks ago.
Did you?
Thank God nothing happened.
You wanted Kamara.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. I thought you were giving away.
Nope.
Next, big game. A lot closer than I thought it was going to be. Packers at Philly. Philly won 40-33. Here was the game where Rodgers got injured, I believe, right before half. I think it was right before half. and then Love ended the game. Rodgers finished 11 for 16 for 2 scores and 2 picks. He's thrown an astronomical amount of picks for him.
Mm-hmm.
You normally don't see him throwing interceptions.
Nope.
And he's thrown quite a few this year. I don't have that stat in front of me, but I know it's a lot. A.J. Dillon ran 8 for 64. Jones, 12 for 43. Christian Watson's out here having another great rookie year. 4 for 110 and a touchdown.
He's the receiver of the future.
Yep. Jalen Hurts had 16 for 28, 153, 2 scores. He also ran 17 times for 157.
Yeah, he did. Sorry, Bobby.
Yeah, I know. He beat me. Shut up. I thought you said you benched him. Or was that the week before? That was the week before against us.
Mm-hmm.
Sanders also ran 21 times for 143 and 2 scores. Devontae had 4 for 50. Brown had 4 for 46 and a score. I won 4 out of my 8.
I won all 3 this past week. Oh,
I
nice.
think I
That was the first time I did it all year.
I think I battled Zach in like 3 leagues, and I think I only beat him in 1. Unfortunately, I beat him in the league he wants to win in because he was like 9-2, and then I just beat him. Like, sorry, Zach, I didn't mean to, because I have no chance of winning. That was a Sunday night game.
Oh, that's even better at that point.
I know. Last game, unfortunate. Colts lost on Monday Night Football. It was,
of course, we did.
It was awful.
And to the Steelers, man,
It was awful.
That was the most winnable game we had left. Well, besides the Texans, but I mean, at that point, so I don't really count that game.
This was a game. This had the same vibe, the same feel as when I was over at your house, and we turned the game off after like 2 drives.
Yeah, man, it was so bad to watch them in the first half.
I turned it off and went to bed. And then I saw that we had a chance to win at the end, and
yeah, I was watching Family Feud. I just turned on the game show channel. It's my shit, by the way.
Saturday had a chance, and he just didn't take a timeout or something. He's been being ridiculed. I haven't actually gone back and watched because at this point, I don't want us to win another single game.
I don't either.
We have the number 14 pick. I want to drop inside the 10.
We could easily beat. It's because that tie.
Yeah,
it is because of the tie.
The tie is ruining it. But I want to be inside the 10.
It'll happen.
Inside the top 10.
We ain't winning this.
Well, I mean, you look at our final. How many bloody games we have left?
5.
Okay.
Right. Dallas. Bye week.
Vikings, Chargers,
Giants.
Oh,
so it's 6.
About the Giants,
and so it's 6 games.
And Houston.
So 7 weeks, but 6 games.
Yeah. So, I mean, Pickett looked good. Of course he did. He was 20 for 28. We always do that, though. Yeah. Every single bum-ass quarterback we make look fantastic. He was 20 for 28 for 174, took 3 sacks, but no touchdowns, no picks.
So maybe he didn't look like nothing crazy, but like we didn't make him look like how bad he's kind of been all year.
No, but every running back not named Najee had over a 5-point average on us.
And Najee got hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. Benny Snell had 12 for 62 and a touchdown. That's a 5.2 average. Najee, 10 for 35. There's your 3.5, but he had a score. Pickett ran 6 times for 32. It's 5.3. And whoever McFarland is had 6 for 30. It's a 5 average. Hello? What are we doing? Pickens was 3 for 57. Ryan was 22 for 34. 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 3 sacks. Fumbled 2 more times.
Man,
He only lost 1, but still fumbled.
The dude freezes anytime any kind of defender gets near him. He freezes. Like, put Ellinger back out there. We're going to suck, but just put him back out there. He can at least get out of the pocket and make something happen.
Biggest thing is Jelani Woods came alive. He had 8 for 98.
He did.
Pittman had 7 for 61 and a touchdown. Taylor had 20 carries for 86 yards and a score.
Nice.
listen, I'm
On the next year.
yeah, it's officially over, guys. It's over. So, after that, we can go on to predictions for week 13 of the NFL. As always, I don't know if I said this in the opening. It's November 30th, 2022 today. Not sure if I said that. I normally do. But that means it's Wednesday, so the NFL games start tomorrow, theoretically, Thursday. So, with that game is the Bills at the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
I will do the absentee first.
Yeah.
He has the Bills.
As do I.
I'm also going Bills.
Yeah.
Next, we have Steelers at Falcons. He has Falcons.
Really? Oh, man. Falcons can put up some points.
It's an interesting pick, isn't it?
I'm going to go Steelers.
Who won there? Washington won last time, huh? You know,
I just like Mike Tomlin better than than the Falcons head coach. There's my reasoning. Both teams suck, though.
I think I'm going to go with you, and I'm going to go Steelers. So, Eric and I are choosing Steelers, and Zach is choosing Falcons. Next is Packers at Bears. Zach has Bears. It's interesting, isn't it? We don't know if Rodgers is going to play or Love is going to play. Or Fields. I have more faith in Fields playing, though.
But how effective?
I don't know.
That's the thing. I mean, he can play all he wants.
What's his injury?
Shoulder. Non-throwing arm.
It's his non-throwing, so I mean...
But that could still affect your running and your handing off of the ball.
Could, yes.
I think I'm leaning Packers either way. Whoever starts a quarterback. Well, yeah, I think I'm going to lean Packers as much as I want to see. Guys, I love Justin Fields get out there and play and do his thing. Maybe if he does play and I think he's going to be like pretty much completely healthy, then I will probably definitely change the pick. But until that point, I think I'm going to pick the Packers just because of how bad Chicago's defense is. And I think even if Jordan Love doesn't have the best game, they can get their running game going again and score some points.
I think I'm going to go with you. I think I'm going to go Packers. So Eric and I are going Packers. Zach is going Bears. Next game, Jaguars at Lions. This is an interesting game. Yeah, this is a very interesting game. Both teams are kind of on the up and up.
If this game's on TV, I might watch it. And that's hard. That's saying something.
I know, right? Normally you look at this game and like puke in your mouth.
Yeah.
Zach has Jaguars.
Ooh.
This is in Detroit. I have to stay loyal. I'm going Detroit.
I'm with you. MCDC, baby.
So
I think it's going to be high scoring, though.
This could be interesting. Man, me and you are agreeing a lot. So Eric and I are going Detroit Lions, and Zach is going Jaguars. That is 3 differences in a row that me and you have had against Zach. Interesting. Next game, let's see on this one. This is Jets at Vikings. Homeboy over here has Jets.
I kind of like it. I could really kind of do.
Who's starting at quarterback?
That's the factor. If Zach Wilson plays, that's an automatic L.
Oh, wow.
Even if you switch halfway through the game. It might be too little too late at that point.
Yeah, you can't choose your pick at that point.
Well, that too. Plus, I'm saying just for the Jets in general.
It's in Minnesota.
Minnesota's kind of hot and cold, though. I mean, like, sometimes they play down to the level of the team that they play.
Who did they just play?
They
played Patriots. On
Patriots.
on Thanksgiving. They've had a lot of time to rest.
This is tough.
I
said Jets first. I'll go Jets. I think you're thinking that too.
God damn. I'm going to do what I did last week. I'm going to pick Vikings for now. And I may come back and switch it at game time like I did last time once I see who's officially starting. I want to see how the week plays out and what quarterback's playing. I want to see some more things. Currently, I'm picking Vikings because it's in Minnesota. And I think they have, on paper, a better offense.
Yeah. Playing as a pretty solid defense, though.
They are. But I have not seen a team since like week 2 know how to stop Justin Jefferson.
And they're starting left tackles out.
You know what? Sauce Gardner has been able to stop every high-caliber wide receiver.
Come on, Bob.
You are making me change this live.
Do it.
Well, he pulled out Emperor Palpatine. I'm going Jets. Next game is another, what do you call this? Divisional game that could lean into some wild card action as we come down the road to playoff time. This is Commanders at Giants.
Chase Young may be back too. I don't know how much difference that makes, but their defense.
I think it will defensively to see if they can hold Saquon back, and if they can hold Saquon back, can Daniel Jones sling it?
He can also run it too, though himself.
He can run it himself. You know, I'm flirting with. Oh, I'm sorry. Blah blah blah. Zach chose Giants.
Side note: college basketball season started. Big Duke fan here. Daniel Jones went to Duke. I'm picking Giants.
That's how you're playing that, huh?
Yep. That's a coin toss of a game.
I'll stay with you guys and go Giants. Again, if I lose, I gotta lose with you guys at this point.
That's right. You're playing a game.
Next, big game is Titans at Philly.
Yeah.
Zach has Titans.
I don't. I think Philly.
You have Philly because you want your homeboy to rack up some points for fantasy.
Even with that too. I mean, yes. I have Traylon Burks though, so I mean, I still want him to get some points and some yards. I just think Philly's defense, even with Jordan Davis, they're starting nose tackle out. They still got Fletcher Cox, and they just signed Sue, and then Linval Joseph, and to beef up that middle. Defense is already pretty good as it is. I mean, they have a chance to be able to be one of the teams to be able to stop Henry. If you stop Henry, you stop their offense.
I agree. I'm going Philly. So Eric and I are going Philly, and Zach is going Titans. Jesus Christ. Denver at Baltimore.
God.
Baltimore. Zach has Baltimore.
I could see Baltimore getting beat, but yeah, Baltimore.
Everybody has Ravens.
Watch Baltimore lose, though.
Right. That'd be so stupid. I'd laugh so hard. Next, here's a fun game.
Oh,
we forgot to add this in the news.
Well, you can add it now.
Cleveland at Houston, and Deshaun Watson can play.
Remember that?
Coming off of that suspension.
That tweet I sent you guys?
Yeah, I don't know if I watched it, though.
You did. You responded.
Did I?
I said I'm going to go to bed after that now.
Oh, that's right.
I had the any Office fans out there. It was the one episode where Pam was coming back from college, or no, getting ready to come back from college, or he was either getting ready to see her or she was coming back, and everyone kept getting on Jim how she's coming back, and then the most awkward part of that whole sequence was Creed coming up seductively behind Jim and rubbing him on the shoulder and saying one more week,
and
it was the caption of that with that video playing was Deshaun Watson to the Cleveland Browns players.
Lord Almighty, if Houston wins this,
nah.
Zach has Browns.
You picking Houston?
Oh, no, I'm picking Browns.
That's what I thought you were gonna do for some reason.
No, I'm picking Browns.
Yeah, I do too.
This is gonna be a funny storyline. I've been seeing some funny storylines in here. That
I saw some of the ladies from that
from the allegations
are going to the game.
Not the judge, but the prosecutor of all the cases, all the whatever.
Going to the game.
He's bringing all of them. It's they're all gonna have their own little section or something.
Why?
To heckle, I suppose.
He ain't gonna hear you.
So weird. But
Houston's got a large stadium. He ain't gonna hear you.
No. This will be a funny game though. Is that at 1? That's also at 1. Man. All right. Next game. Seattle at Rams. Stafford probably still isn't playing.
Seattle.
Jeez. All right. And either you already, yeah.
The Rams' entire roster is out
you've
for
already
this game.
said. Okay. All right. So we all have Seattle. Zach's taking Seattle. We all have Seattle. Next, very, very good game. Miami at San Francisco 49ers.
Mentor versus the mentee. And Kyle Shanahan and I can't remember his name, the Dolphins head coach.
Is it Mike?
Sure.
Hang on. Zach texted us, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. I don't have anything.
Coach McDaniel.
Yeah.
Doesn't say his name.
Whatever. McDaniel. Shanahan and McDaniel. McDaniels is from the Shanahan coaching tree.
So he's quickly becoming one of my favorite new coaches.
Oh, that stuff I sent you yesterday of him talking shit.
Yeah, I've seen, ever since you sent me that on TikTok, I've seen 10 new ones of just new funny stuff he's saying on the sideline. Tua is saying to him.
What about his arm mechanic in high school?
In high school? And then he's talking about swag and stuff like that. He goes over, he's talking to him on the bench, and then as he walks away, he talks to the coach. He's like, this guy.
I became a fan of him before the season started when he was on the Pat McAfee show. Coach McDaniel.
Really? I haven't seen that one.
Go back and just watch the interview. He sounds like the biggest stoner in the world. You're like, you'd be like, how in the world did this dude get a head coaching job in NFL? Obviously, he's smart as hell because he went to an Ivy League school, I believe.
Yeah.
But when he talks though, he literally sounds like the biggest stoner.
You need to see some of his
Leo from that '70s show.
Yeah. Have you seen some of his post-game interviews?
No.
Oh, some of his post-game interviews are golden.
He's great.
Absolutely golden. Or
him and MCDC, man. 2 coaches, and Mike Tomlin. Those are the 3 coaches I love in the NFL. Wish the Colts could somehow pry him off, but that ain't gonna happen. You bring in Sean Payton, but that ain't gonna happen either. So bring in. I don't know, man. Just not. I heard something about Harbaugh. I doubt that'll happen though. But please don't bring him in. Don't bring him in. Sorry, I really got off track.
I like Harbaugh though.
Yeah, you'll get there.
I like Harbaugh.
I know why you're a Michigan fan.
He's a Michigan fan. I'm about to talk about it a bit. Don't you worry.
But let's get back to this game.
Homeboy over here is taking Niners. Zach's taking Niners.
High scoring offense. It's a very good defense.
I am not. I'm taking Miami.
I am too. I don't like San Francisco's offense. It's too hot and cold for me.
Especially with Mitchell being hurt.
But yeah, it could be a pretty very low scoring game. But Miami has the weapons, and plus Mostert's going to be back. I heard this week.
Oh, then they're
So they got
They're gonna be filthy.
They're two-headed running backs.
They're going to be filthy.
Yeah, I think they'll be all right.
I think they have so many weapons that I think if a defense now tries to single out one, they just have so many to use.
I think D'Amico Ryans, former linebacker, is their defensive coordinator at the Niners. Possible head coaching candidate, Colts.
Is that a hint, wink, wink?
Yes. He used to play for Texans, so it'd be kind of cool to have him as our head coach. But he's been very good about making second-half adjustments to teams. So we'll see. I mean, it is Mike McDaniel. Yeah, that's his name. It was literally their offensive coordinator last year. I don't know, man. It's going to be fun to watch. It's good.
I think this is definitely
it's going to be a good chess match.
A really good game. And unfortunately, this would have been the... Give me a moment. So, me and you have Dolphins. Zach has Niners.
Yep.
We're going to move on to Chiefs at Bengals.
Another good game. Could be a good game.
Zach has Chiefs.
Rematch of the last year's AFC Championship game.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Chiefs are getting paid. But Chase could be back.
Jamar Chase. I think that's why they held him out one more week.
Oh, man.
Here's what I'm doing. I'm going Bengals because I have Chase in 3 leagues and Mahomes in 4.
You kind of have to. Nah, I'm gonna go Mahomes, man. They're gonna get payback on him.
So here is the one where me and you finally disagree. We've been agreeing on a lot of these.
Yeah.
You and Zach are now going Chiefs, and I'm going Bengals.
Yeah.
Next is Chargers at Raiders. This now became very interesting for me. Earlier, I would have said that this was a home run for the Chargers. I don't think so anymore.
Taking the upset?
I'm going for the upset and going Raiders.
I kind of like that.
Homeboy's going Chargers, though.
I kind of like the upset, too. That's a good... If there's any upset besides the Jets, I don't know if you even call it an upset.
No, I wouldn't.
This is the one. Right here.
Yeah, are you taking?
I'm taking Raiders.
Okay, so me and you are back on the same page going Raiders, and Zach is going Chargers. Now for the Sunday night game that should not be a Sunday night game because the Colts should not have another primetime game in the history of 2022 anymore.
Yeah.
They had a chance to flex it, and they did not. I would have flexed either the Niners-Miami game or the Chiefs-Bengals game.
Yeah.
Either one would have been fantastic to me, but somehow you thought the Colts deserved another primetime. We don't.
It's because it's Dallas, that's why.
Dallas so hard. Who cares if it's Dallas? Who cares if it's
America's team, man?
Oh, God, okay. It's not going to be competitive.
America!
You're going to see a blowout. No one is going to watch this game.
Yeah, I know.
You would have so much more viewership on either of the other two games I mentioned.
But you know what?
What? I know you're going Colts.
Because I know if I don't pick them,
I know
we're going to win.
It's going to be hilarious if you don't pick. Hang on. Hang on. I want to understand your logic here. If you don't pick them, we're going to win.
Mm-hmm. But I want us to lose.
Okay, all right. But you've been picking them all year, and we've been losing.
Maybe I secretly wanted us to get a high draft pick.
I still don't see your logic if you've been picking them and we've been losing them. How all of a sudden... All right, dude. Anyway...
Don't ask questions, Bobby.
Okay, so I am still forbidden from choosing the Colts. I would not hear anyway. So I'm going Cowboys. Zach...
And Cowgirls?
No. I'm going Cowboys.
Whatever you say.
Zach is also going Cowboys, by the way.
Zach, man, come on, dude. You're supposed to be my homie. You're supposed to help me pick the Colts every week. Come on, man.
Zach, you might be getting some text messages here in the group chat.
No, I'll let him watch this, and we'll talk about it next week.
We'll talk about it next week. On to the Monday night game, Saints at Buccaneers. This is also interesting. Saints held their own against the Niners. They have a very, very, very good defense.
Ain't happening.
The Cleveland beat. Cleveland just beat Tampa.
Yeah. They got lucky. Tampa. Hey, it's not happening, Bobby. Tampa Bay's best, I know this is fantasy football.
I know.
Tampa Bay's
I know.
defense best outcome point-wise all year long was against these dudes earlier. It was earlier in the year, yeah, but I would even argue that the Saints are healthier at the beginning of the year than they are now.
I'll give you that.
And the Tampa Bay's winning, dude. Come on, man. Who did Zach pick? Don't tell me you picked the Saints.
He did. He did.
You're wrong. You're absolutely wrong.
He did.
If I'm wrong, I'll take it on the chin, but you're wrong.
Okay. I'll go with you and the Buccaneers. Which means Eric and I are again taking the Buccaneers and Zach is taking the Saints. And that wraps it up for Week 13 predictions. Eric, you and I agreed on a lot this week. Mm-hmm. And if it wasn't for your undying faithfulness towards the Colts, you would probably be with me on this one as well.
Yeah. You know my logic.
So, yeah. This is going to be interesting. Zach chose a lot of oddball ones. His picks were very interesting, to say the least.
Careful with that. You know how Bobby's dad did last week.
I know. But they almost hit on a lot of them, too.
Yeah, I know.
So, that wraps it up for Week 13. We were supposed to, this episode, do our one-chip challenge, but I don't have Zach with us, and he was going to be our recorder. So, unfortunately, you all can flame him in any comments you want. He was supposed to be here this week, so now we have to postpone it once again.
I see. I've actually done this. Not this exact one. This is a newer one, but I've done this before. Bobby, you're in for a treat, buddy.
I went out today, and I have in my bedroom a bottle of Pepto-Bismol. I went out.
This dude texted me the other night asking if I had any.
I went out and got some Pepto-Bismol. I got 2 tubs, 2 different kinds of ice cream, just so I had variety. And I got some yogurt.
What flavors?
French vanilla, and then some orange sherbet.
Because I talked about the rainbow sherbet.
Orange sherbet is my all-time favorite.
You got rainbow at my house because
I saw it actually, but I didn't get it. I like me some orange sherbet, and then
which is good though.
I got some vanilla yogurt, and then I got 2 small jugs. I don't know, the smallest kind you can get without
a pint.
Of milk.
Oh, the half gallon.
No,
smaller than
a half gallon. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think it's a pint either. It's like a quart.
I thought you were talking about ice cream. That's why I said a pint.
No, milk.
But a pint's smaller than a quart, Bobby.
Dude, yeah. It's smaller.
I never said a quart. Why did you say a quart?
Oh, dude, I don't know. I'm rambling off random things that I don't know measurements. It's smaller than a half gallon.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll show you. It's a very tiny. It's like the not the fatter Gatorades that you can get, but like the taller, slimmer ones.
With the squeeze top?
Yeah, kind of like that.
Oh, I don't know how much that is. Okay. Anyways, cool.
I had it all set up for tonight, and then Zach at the last second.
I'll bring some like blue cheese dressing or some
That's
ranch dressing.
disgusting.
To soak
Ranch
my tongue
is
in.
fine.
Blue cheese tastes
Blue
that.
cheese is disgusting.
I don't like blue cheese crumbles, but when it comes to eating wings, I don't mind the blue cheese dressing. It's kind of good.
Yeah, nah, man, I'm all
grew on me.
ranch.
Maddie got me into that. Kind of grew on me.
It's gross, but I can see it.
Puts hair on your chest.
I got plenty of hair on my chest. I don't.
If you
need
want
any
more, it might.
So what I want to talk about, because you weren't here, I'm not sure if you reviewed it at the end. We talked about it a bit at the end. Was the Michigan-Ohio State game, which was
I skipped over it.
for me, for everybody here. I mean, that's the big game. That's the game. And for the second straight year, Ohio State got destroyed.
It did. I did watch some of the game when I got off of work because this is my weekend to work, but Yeah, dude. Oof.
And that it was not predicted because Michigan had to go to Columbus.
You guys are number 2 in the
Now we're number
playoff.
2. Now we're number 2 because it was 2-3.
Matchup against TCU at the moment.
At the moment, yes, it'll be TCU, but we still have to get through we do have to face Purdue,
which is here in town.
It is. Here's my logic on that. I don't like the fact that, a number 2 seed like that has to face in a championship game like that. And, I mean, it's the end of their season. It's not on their regular season game. But now they have to risk injury to their starters when they're supposed to be in the playoffs. So for me, I'd sit everybody. I'd have this not even count. I'd have this, cool.
You think they get in if they lose?
That's my whole point.
You gotta win.
Here's my whole point. They probably will. But my whole point is, why risk the injury when you're in the college playoffs like that? This should mean nothing. Cool. Let Purdue have it. But then let that be you still have the number 2 spot. Why risk your injury? That's what I mean. Why are you risking your injury to your players like that? Purdue has no. They're not even in the top 10.
So the only way I feel like that would work, you have to have TCU and USC and Georgia all lose for that to happen. I feel like in order to ensure you guys still get in.
I'm talking about any championship.
You're talking about you're just talking about Michigan. You're talking about any of the teams.
No,
they're not gonna do that, dude.
It just makes no sense to play that extra game. For what?
But
what does that championship game actually do?
Gives you a ban.
Cool. I just don't understand the point of the championship game, especially when you have teams even if it were Ohio State.
I could see.
I feel like.
So here's the thing. I don't think no team are going to do that, especially now since there's only 4 spots that are available. Here in the near future, they are going to go to 8 teams.
Are you going to 8? I thought it was 6.
They're going to go to 8.
Okay.
I believe it's 8. The 6. Why is that stupid?
Because the first 2 have a bye.
That's stupid. Do 8.
No. 8 makes more sense.
I believe they said 8.
I understand you. I thought I heard 6. I'm sorry.
I believe they said.
Okay.
I gotta look it up now. But anyways, regardless of me looking it up right now, if they do 8 teams, I think I could see more teams doing that, not giving a shit about their conference championship. But since there's only 4 spots, you kind of have to play for it just to ensure you get in.
Well, because TCU plays.
You don't want to risk it.
Who does USC play? USC has a
USC
tough
plays
game.
Utah. Yep, that's another top 10 team.
And I think TCU plays a tough game.
They play
too.
a top 12 team in Kansas State.
Yeah, and Georgia plays.
And Purdue's no slouch, but I mean, I don't see Michigan losing.
I mean, we flirted with losing with Illinois.
And Georgia plays LSU. That's a top 15 team.
There it is. Yeah, I mean, I mean, Michigan has, I guess, the easiest way to stay put. But
how well does that bode for them if they do end up having to play Georgia in the championship game, though?
Not well.
Big Ten teams don't do well against SEC schools.
They don't, and I will 100% admit that.
You better hope. If you guys do get in this 2 seed, that's great. You're going to get a win, but you better hope Georgia gets upset by.
I'm not taking anything away from TCU. Now TCU has been struggling here recently.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to take anything away from TCU. Should we beat them?
Absolutely.
If that is the lock, 1, 2, 3, 4. If they don't move currently, and we do play TCU, do I think we could win? 100%.
I think Georgia's whooping no matter who they play.
Which should be USC.
But they're going to whoop the shit out of them. Even though USC has the potential Heisman winner at quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't know much about college football, but I know this stuff because
you're following along a little bit.
A little bit because
just the headlines.
It's just, I mean, I've watched Sports Center and stuff.
This is where I start paying attention. I start paying attention right around now. Right around bowl time. Yep. Yeah. Right around the time to where I know the game's about to happen. The big Ohio State Michigan for me and Dad. I called him because I was on my way home and I heard I can't remember the running back's name, but he just ripped off the 85-yard touchdown. And I'm like, to make it like 45-20. I'm like, that just slammed the door. And he was laughing. He actually made a comment. He's like, "Yeah, it's now safe for me to turn the TV on. I don't have to worry about throwing a remote through it or something." He was so afraid that they were gonna choke it away because we had the game pretty well. It was going back and forth for a little bit, but then we started to edge away. But it was a good game. It was a good getting to, and unfortunately, I do have quite a bit of family in Ohio. Root for Ohio State fan. My aunt graduated from Ohio State, so she's a huge Ohio State fan. So there's a little bit of inter-family rivalry there. And of course, my dad was born and raised in Michigan. As I said before, we follow a lot of Michigan teams. Michigan, Red Wings, sometimes the Tigers. That's as far. We don't. My dad followed the Pistons when they were good, when they won their championships back in olden days,
mid early 2000s.
Yep. I believe he has the cereal box on his dresser.
Oh.
So we watched the Red Wings when they were good. Have a whole bunch of banner stuff in there. So good times. I have one more topic I would like to talk about, and this is specifically for me because it is my alma mater, where I went to high school, and I've talked about them several times. When Justin was here, we talked about him. He actually, I don't know if I briefed this with you guys, he actually reffed the Center Grove Cathedral game, the semi-state game.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he actually reffed the Center Grove Cathedral game.
Nice.
So that was interesting. So Center Grove is my high school where I went. I graduated in 2010. They now have gone to 4 straight state title games.
They have? Yep.
They have now won 3 straight. They completed the three-peat, back to back to back. So CG has gone to state 6 of the last 8 years, including 4 straight, winning 3. That is the first time in 6A history.
6A hasn't been around that
Right?
long.
I have that. 6A was first added in the 2013 season. In the 10 years, CG has gone to state 6 times and won, the hell did I say, 4, I believe. They've won 4 of 10.
It's impressive.
CG also won the 5A title in 2008.
Mm-hmm.
They also won 2015, so that would have been in that 2013 when it was. So they have a pretty good juggernaut going on.
Coach Moore goes away. You guys still going to be good?
That's what Dad and I were talking about. If Coach Moore goes, he has been a fantastic coach for them. He's been, I believe he dealt with.
I'm sure he'll handpick the successor.
I think so. I believe he dealt with, I believe it was cancer here recently. And I need to look more back into that, but I believe he is cured of it. I think it was either this year or the year before. I can't remember the whole story, but I know they were fighting for him. But that's not the story I want to talk about, because there's a story that I want to talk about that actually caught my attention right before the game. And it actually is something that I've never seen happen at the end of a game.
Oh.
If you saw me post about it. It actually... It was very... For me, being in sports, you've been in sports, knowing that this is like a team that you follow, I follow Center Grove every single year. So to see this kind of sportsmanship from them, it was very good to see. You know, it just brings like... You know what I mean?
Good, warm,
good feeling. It does.
To your heart, yeah.
Especially for what happened. So I knew nothing about Carroll. Center Grove played Carroll. We have never faced Carroll in the history of ever. They're about 2 hours north. They were 13-0 going into this game, and it was their very first appearance ever in state. They had so much to play for. But what I didn't know until I saw a tweet about it, I followed the Center Grove thing, and they shared that Center Grove was going to be wearing a new sticker, a new, what do you call that?
Decal,
thank you. They had a decal on the back. It was a blue decal with the number 13. And their reasoning was for the Carroll's player. Blue was there. They're blue and white. Was it blue and silver? And so the blue sticker with 13. They had their senior quarterback, Owen Sheely, suddenly passed away in June of leukemia. And so they had their entire team, I guess, obviously surrounded that. They went on this massive run. They sold over 2,300 state T-shirts, those bright orange T-shirts, which signal leukemia. That's their thing for leukemia. And I didn't know that's what that was because I saw a whole bunch of orange, but I didn't know what it was for because I knew that wasn't their color. Mm-hmm. And they brought a ton of people with them, surprisingly. Well, not surprising. I mean, if you go for the first time, you're going to bring a crowd. Mm-hmm. So they did bring a crowd. So they already had a bunch to play for. Center Grove did win pretty easily. It was 35-9. We won.
Saw that coming.
Yeah, we won pretty straightforward. Center Grove. I mean, we're a running team. We had 302 yards on the ground, with 137 in the air. But what caught my attention was, oh no, where did it go? Here it is. I moved it that when I dropped my stupid. Okay. When I dropped my thing, it moved it. So after the game, you've been to a games, but I don't know if you've been to state. And I wish I had Zach here because Zach has been to state. I've never seen this, and it's what really caught me. So after the game, Carroll gathered at midfield and took a knee, like they normally do. I know you were a football player. You've probably done this after games. Your team gathers in the middle or gathers off to the side. Mm-hmm. So in state games, the away team gathered in the middle, or the losing team gathered in the middle. Mm-hmm. So Center Grove was off towards the south end zone, getting ready to line up for the medal presentation. However, and this was while Coach Moore was doing his interview. They were doing his interview. So while the players were just waiting around, they saw Carroll and the entire kneeling. Mm-hmm. The entire team and coaching staff went over with them and knelt at midfield with them to close the game.
Nice.
Which, for what it meant for their team, I thought was one of the biggest signs of sportsmanship I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if that was planned. It didn't 100% look like it. Because it looked like they were doing their thing, they were mingling, and then all of a sudden they just left. And then just walked over. Which, I don't know, for me, meant a lot just for me. I don't know. For a previous coach, for what it meant for them, it was a really great sign of sportsmanship that I've ever seen. Especially for a high school team. So
it shows the culture he built there.
It does. It does. Great culture, by the way. I want to end on one more thing. I have one more thing. So, outside that, a little warm and touching. You don't watch college, but and I wish I'd shown this to you. I actually don't have it on. Actually, I do have it on me. I'm going to let you watch it real quick. Hang on. Shut up. Watch this video real quick while I talk about it. This is going to be up here.
Oh, I've seen this.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
Where he bangs his head on the
His teammates.
Would you?
I had a teammate who used to do that.
Bro. Why? For what reason? You're gonna knock yourself out. This dude they're winning. They're up big. Takes his helmet and is bashing himself in the head with a helmet.
Football brings out the craziness in you, man.
Listen, dude. I don't know if I'm going to open headbutt my own gosh darn helmet or bash my head against a helmet. I'm going to concuss myself, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't do it, but I had a teammate who used to do that.
And you saw his teammates were absolutely like, bruh.
That was hilarious.
You're a psychopath. That's why you've been outside all day. Not all day, but that's going to wrap it up for episode 13. We had a few other things to talk about. I had to get some filler because Zach was gone. That's going to wrap it up. For week 13, please like and follow. Find us on all of our other socials. They will be listed here at the end. Come back next week where we will be doing our one chip challenge, hopefully. If everybody shows up. We shall see you next week.
Love you.
You remembered. Oh, okay.
Back to back to back.